Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rachel. If it's your first time here, thank you for joining me in my little corner of the internet. Today I have the new Roen 1111 palette to review for you, and also their, well, my voice cracked there. Also their Vow Brow pencil that I have never tried before. I decided that since I was getting the palette, I was going to try the eyebrow pencil because I don't know, I go through eyebrow pencils pretty quickly, so I figured why not try a new one. I've done a review on this brand before. If you guys are interested in that review, I'll definitely link that somewhere in the video if I can. And Roen is a cruelty-free and clean brand. It was created by the makeup artist Nikki DeRoast alongside her photographer friend David Romer, I believe. And this is their third palette. They came out with two previous palettes, and this is the new 1111 eyeshadow palette that's supposed to be more like rosy, more pink in the undertone. And so yeah, before I get any further into the video, I'll tell you guys how much the palette is. I believe it's eyeshadow palette is $42 on Sephora as well as their website. I got this on their website because I didn't think it'd be on Sephora so quickly, but I think Roen's becoming more popular. They're in like most of their storefronts now, so I think now they're like catching up with the new releases just as quickly as when they release this online. The product is vegan, cruelty-free, and gluten-free, and comes in the recyclable packaging. So before I get any further into this palette, I've heard some bad news. I'll link the post here. Nikki DeRoast is actually stepping down as CEO from Roen, which is so surprising to me. I know for me it's a little disappointing because I really feel like when makeup artists, and especially celebrity makeup artists, become like makeup creators, it's tends to be a tad more special because they work on so many people and they work on celebrities. They have to be camera ready, they have to be ready for a lot of circumstances, so they tend to be pretty spot on what's gonna look good. And Roen itself, I feel like, is so unique, and the products are so unique because there's so much like heart and creativity put into them, and I can really tell. And for Nikki to go away from Roen is really saddening. I feel like I don't really know exactly why she's stepping down, but if they're just gonna like keep pushing out like palettes now with like the same formula but like without any much thoughts, just new colors, I feel like it's gonna be really disappointing for me. It won't be as special because I know for me, I've been waiting for this palette ever since Rosie Hungtington posted about it on her story. Yeah, so it's a little sad for me, but I guess I'm not sure like when the last of her products will be like launching, because she said that she did work on the 1111 palette. These products might be the last of Nikki's genius that we get to see in the products, and that just makes me very, very sad because I really like her aesthetic. I like how she does makeup. I like how it's all, everything's very glowy and pretty and just like your better self, and it just makes me really sad. I don't really know why, but I have to believe that there is a good reason to why she's leaving, and when she does leave, I think she'll, you know, be okay and make her another brand, which will be very, very exciting for me once it does launch, and something I'll be on the lookout for. But without further ado, I'm just gonna go ahead and stop talking. The packaging is a little different for the 1111 eyeshadow 1111 palette. This outer packaging is more of a rosy tone. It comes with the same like felt sleeve, and then it comes in the typical like Roen gunmetal packaging. So these are the colors here. I did take off like the plastic sleeve on the mirror, but I haven't tried these. It just came in the mail yesterday, and these are the 4 colors here. And if it's, I feel like I'm gonna say these wrong because I'm pretty bad at like knowing what the colors are actually called, but they look like on the back of my hand. I will show you like comparison swatches to the other palettes so you can see how different they are, but just from the get-go they don't look anything like the previous palettes, so I'm very excited about that. And I do have Lashify lashes on. Sorry if that's distracting, but this quarantine's really trying me, so I just wanted to feel the best. So I'm gonna go ahead and put some Anastasia eyeshadow primer on because my eyelids are oily as shit, and I just want like a neutral base for that eyeshadow to go on. So I want to say, I don't know. So I'm gonna start with Rosie all over the lids because the whole reason I was excited about this eyeshadow palette was because I saw on Rosie's eyes first. Of course it was in black and white, but anything on Rosie's eyes I'm like, I need. And this formula is like a cream formula, so I tend to like using my finger over like a brush to apply first, just to get the opacity, full opacity down onto my lids. Coppery shade right here. And this is probably the only color that's most like the other like colors in the palette. Like I feel like this like warm copper color is in her other palette. I'm just gonna go ahead and apply that just on the outer corner. Also, if you guys have any freaking tips on how to make Lashify last longer than like 2 seconds, that'd be great. Like, sound off in the comments because I do not know how to make these lashes stay for longer than like 2 seconds. Okay. I'm gonna go in a little bit more with that copper color just so you can see it around the edges more. I think that looks really pretty. And then I'm gonna go in with this dark gunmetal, like on the outer corners a little bit more to deepen. This time going in with my brush because I can get a little bit more of like a precise application with my brush rather than my finger. And then in the inner corner, I'm just gonna go in with that color, pink. It's like that lightest shimmery color. Ooh, and it actually looks a little bit more pink on than it does like just looking at it. That's pretty. I think I might place the rest down the center of my eye. Rosie again, and just place it underneath my eyes, that pinky color, with a brush. And then that copper color on the outer edges here. One more time with that dark color. Okay, moving on to the eyebrows. I'm going to try out this eyebrow pencil for you guys too. Hopefully I'm in shot when I do this. I got it in the shade dark, and there are 3 shades of this Roen Beauty eyebrow pencil. Bow Brow. And it's $26. It's also vegan, cruelty-free as well. And it comes in the shades medium brown, dark brown, and light cool blonde. I think we could do with a few more colors, a lot more colors actually. Eyebrows range in color, so I feel like they could do with a bit more color, but you know, maybe I'm speaking too soon. With this brow little spoolie at the end, I do like that it has a spoolie. I just, whenever brands try to do something different, I don't like it. I just like a normal spoolie. Okay. And then I'm going to do what I usually do with my brows and fill them in a bit before I go in with the gel. And this has like a flat tip, so it's not pointed, it's not angled, it's just like a flat tip. I don't really know I'm gonna like that, but we'll see. I'm just gonna start with the edge here, just drawing out the outline of my eyebrows. The color actually seems very good for my brows. It's very neutral, cool, which I tend to prefer for eyebrows. I don't really like my brows leaning on the warm side. So far, the pencil is filling in very nicely. It's not overly waxy or too tough or too soft. So starting with this outline here underneath my brows, I don't outline on top. I do wish it had more of like an angled tip rather than this like rounded flat tip, but besides that, the color is good, the formula is good, and I'm having no problem filling out my eyebrows. It could be more precise with like that angled, and it actually is very cool. It's a lot cooler than my first impression of it on my other eyebrow. It does look very like ashy black. And I'm just gonna finish that off by brushing it through one more time so I have no harsh lines, and then I'm gonna put some eyebrow gel off camera. I took a short break because I was finishing up my face, but basically this is the final finished look. Hopefully you can see this. I feel like these lash eyelashes are way too long for me, but they're the only ones I ordered, so I'll deal with them for now. I can't even like not wear the lashes because I feel like my actual lashes are so like they're like falling out basically. Yeah, so because they're like literally falling out, I don't feel comfortable not wearing any type of lashes, but these are ridiculously long, I will admit to that, and next time I will get shorter ones because I feel like they look kind of bad on me, but what can you do? So that's the final finished look. I'm gonna now show you some comparison swatches. This is not the right like shirt dress I should have been wearing because this is very, very short and very, very tight around my sleeves, so it's gonna be hard to do comparison swatches. But basically, I'm going to compare the 52-degree palette as well as the 75-degree palette to the 11-11 palette. Just by looking at them, they're not too similar, but you never know. So I think the closest color to this like rosy coppery shade. One comes from the 75-degree palette, and this one is called J'adore. And I'm gonna swatch it right next to that coppery color so you can see. And when you look at them, although they look quite similar in the pan, they're quite different on swatch. The J'adore color is a bit more orangey, a bit more coppery terracotta, whereas this one is a more muted rosy coppery color, so they won't overlap each other. On the eyes, I'm sure they'll look a little similar, but it's not like so similar, because I do feel the J'adore color really does pop out like more of an orangey color on your lids, whereas this coppery toned shade looked more subdued on compared to this palette in general. But it gives you that wet, glossy, shimmery editorial look that I love, and this is another palette I know I'll be enjoying. This brown color here, and that does kind of look similar to 1111 palette right here. I'll swatch that color right next to, I'll swatch that taupey color next to, taupey brown color next to, and it's right on my knuckle here, this one from the 52-degree palette, and it's actually a bit warmer, which is funny because it's a cool tone palette. It's a bit, I guess, like more neutrally brown, whereas this is like a true like gray titanium kind of color, so they do differ. Once you swatch it, I mean, both of these colors you can use to like darken out the outer corners, so there's slight differences if you're worried about one or two of these colors being too similar. I don't really find that to be the case, and I do find that this palette is unique enough to completely have a unique look on your eyes. Like, this to me looks very different on the eyes compared to like the 75 or the 52-degree palette. I think you'll get completely different looks. I'm sure you can mix and match, especially with the 75-degree palette. I feel like it would go really well with the 1111 palette. I'm really excited to have this one in my collection. For the eyebrow product, I find that it is a good eyebrow pencil. Now that I have like my eyebrow gel and everything on, I feel like it's a bit cooler than I would prefer, so going back to like, I wish there were more colors. I don't love like the flat edge that it has. I wish it was a bit more of like an angled edge so that I could get a little bit more precise when I'm drawing my eyebrows on, but the formula in itself was really good. It went on really smoothly without like tugging or becoming too like waxy or too silicone-y and just sliding all over my brows. It stayed in place once I put my eyebrow gel on, and it was pretty easy. I feel like my brows are looking pretty good. But I mean, for $26, I kind of feel like I would pay $2 more for the Hourglass one, just because I feel like the color suits me a little bit better. The spoolie is a little bit better in my opinion, and yeah, it's not bad. And I'll definitely use it all the way to the end because I can never have enough eyebrow pencil, but it's just, it's good. Nothing like really unique as the eyeshadow palettes in my opinion. I think if you're going to try anything from Roen, you don't mind like a little bit of a creasy kind of metallic eye. It's very sophisticated though. It's not like clubbing in my opinion. Like, I feel like I could wear this in the daytime and feel like really put together. I feel like this is a brand that has like fashion in mind for some reason, and I feel like it's very editorial. And I feel like these palettes are something everyone should have at least one of in their collection. Like, the cool tones are really very easy to use. I think I mentioned that before. Like, cool tones aren't necessarily always easy to use on my skin tone. And yeah, I think the 1111 is no disappointment. It's hard to tell when you're like filming all the lights on you, like what it's really gonna look like. When I paused, take a step back in the mirror, and like the bathroom mirror, I was like, damn, like those are pretty fucking fire. So I'm pretty excited to use these. I'm very sad about Nikki leaving. I don't really know what this means for Roen. I hope they don't just start like just pushing the palettes on us and like releasing it in every single color. But I'm also very excited to see what Nikki releases in the future. I feel like whatever she does, I'll probably be a fan of, because I feel like we have very similar taste. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed my video. I hope you guys are still being safe and staying inside if you can. I know all of this is very stressful, and I hope, if anything, like, you don't feel pressured to buy any of the things that I'm recommending during this time, and more so, like, you find this to be entertaining while you're having some time off. Yeah, but anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!